All right. So hi, everybody. Welcome back to the studio. I hope you all had a good weekend. I hope that you had some kind of version of a weekend, whatever that looked like to you. It was really beautiful out yesterday, so I hope that some of you took advantage of that. Just turn to the chat bar for a moment, say hey. I just want to see who's joining in this afternoon with us. Yes, I got Katie here with me. Katie's over on the chat bar as well. She can help anybody out with any technical issues you may encounter. And just make sure that your message is on everyone. Sometimes it'll just be to one specific person. So if that's the case, we can't all see it as a group. And then I, in particular, miss out on that. Kristen, hi. Oh, nice, Kristen. Awesome. You've been joining us. Thank you for hosting these Zoom sessions. Thank you for being here. Lisa, awesome. Good to see you again. Cool. And that's it, right? Wendy? Cool. So there's a Wendy in here. Hello, Wendy, if you haven't made it to the chat bar. So it's kind of a tiny class today, which is cool. It's interesting to kind of see the flux of how this is working and how it's starting as practitioners who are so used to doing this in a like one-on-one person kind of setting, how this is really starting to feel like a class. And that is very much because of all of you that continuously show up and bring yourselves here. So we really appreciate that. So today we are cycling back to a topic that we've been exploring, pulling apart, looking at different perspectives of, and that is coping with stress and anxiety. So with the umbrella of COVID, the umbrella of uncertainty, all these things that we've talked about already in a lot of different ways, where it's interesting to keep cycling back to these same topics. Katie and I were just talking about that actually, how there's an interesting creative restriction when you continue to return to something. So it feels cool for me to be back here and to know that there's still so many rocks to overturn, and I hope that you feel the same way. So in particular, going to anxiety, thinking of anxiety, this is a term that we've all heard. This is a term that we've all at one point experienced, and whether that is connected to what's going on outside or whether that's just something that you've always, a negotiation that you've always been engaged with, that's most likely something that you've had at some point. Anxiety comes up in so many different ways, and a lot of the time stress is coupled with the concept of anxiety. So we kind of talked about this at the first time that this class came around. We talked about this again with Katie last week, and cycling back to this idea of anxiety and stress being two separate things. So stress is a state that is sparked by the ignition of anxiety, right? So anxiety starts in your mind and then your body responds to that sort of thing. There's tension, there's restriction that occurs. So with anxiety being a psychological state, with stress being kind of like the second domino in this effect, I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. You can take a few breaths. And because it's just a few of us today, we can get a little bit deeper. But I want you to think about what your anxiety looks like. So we'd do like a small visualization here, okay? Just take a minute. You don't have to close your eyes if you're a little bit more focused with them open at this point. And just think of different experiences that you've had with anxiety. Just think of what your thoughts feel like. What do they feel like in your mind? What do your thoughts feel like in your body? Just think of that different connective tissue of that ignition. The key goes in the ignition for anxiety, and then all the different stress things start to happen through your body, the different expressions of stress. So just kind of putting this in a glass box, right? It's almost like you're projecting your experiences into this glass box. You can see what's happening inside of it, but you're not encouraging these experiences to find you physically today. And then what I'd like you to do is to distill those experiences down, distill those feelings down. And in the chat bar, just write down what your anxiety, what the one word distillation of the experience of your anxiety would be. So Katie gave us a good one. Katie's is time. Very interesting. Yeah, and that's cool because that can mean a lot of things. Like we know time is one thing. We know that it exists, but the experience of anxiety being time, that could be that there's not enough time. There's too many things, too many places to put all of your stuff, and there isn't enough time to do it. It could mean that there's too much time. You have no idea how to fill it. That could mean that there's just all of the things are racing on top of each other and nothing feels grounded or real. Cool, Katie, that's a great one. Thank you. It's okay if you need a little bit. This is a bit of a heady opener, so it's okay. There are no wrong words either. It can be totally random. I guess while we're waiting for everybody else, I can share mine. So mine is tunnel. My distillation of anxiety is tunnel. And to me, that means a sense of restriction. So there's not a lot of space. There's not a lot of light. There's not a lot of sensory information coming through. There may be an end, but I don't know when that is happening. And I don't really know where the beginning is either. It just feels like I'm in this time and space that is keeping me in this time and space, and that I'm not really sure what that looks like on either side. So this sense of uncertainty, this sense of restriction. And Lisa, pressure to be productive. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, that's another one of those multifaceted conversations, right? Because what does productivity look like to one person versus another person? Then there's the pressure of productivity, right? So there's the actual productivity, you're getting things done, you're checking things off, you're moving forward. The pressure of that is that there's no sense of real accomplishments if there's a pressure to be productive, because that's empty, right? You're just kind of moving, you're picking this up, putting it down, checking off boxes, but what's in the box? What really happens? What kind of progress forward do you make? It almost feels like you just become exhausted with checking off boxes, doing the right thing, being really good. And that's very cultural and very societal as well. Thank you for sharing, Lisa. All right, so everybody else, feel free to chat whenever you like. We are going to move into our first meditation. So if it feels good for you to kind of get that out there, do that. That's great. Any kind of expulsion of these experiences is welcome, okay? Even if we don't talk about this. So just know that it's always available to you whenever you like. So to move into the body of the class, just some housekeeping. Again, make sure that your microphone's off. Make sure that your camera's off if you would like. If you want to practice with us, you want your camera on, totally available to you. Now's a good time to press that Spotify playlist if you want to practice with us with that music. Put on your own music, do silence, whatever works for you. Just set your space, set your setting. Clear designated floor space, have a pot with some height, have at least 3 blankets, 3 towels, or a combination. You just want something that's 3 with like larger surface area. And that should be it for today. So, oh yes, and a chair. So if you're somebody who's prenatal, postnatal, blood pressure concerns, get yourself a chair, no armrest, put that at the top of your mat like you can see behind me. Okay, and then what I want you to do is find a comfortable seat. So whether that's down against the ground, whether that is with a blanket, a block, a towel, a pot, anything underneath. If there's any limited flexibility or there's any discomfort in sitting down on the ground, take a seat up in your chair. Let yourself just settle into your setting. And then just take a few moments, let yourself arrive. If you had to run and grab any of those things before you jump right back in, just let yourself, again, let yourself settle, let yourself settle. Always take that moment, always take that breath in and out before you enter into the body. Okay. And so roll your shoulders down away from your ears. If you're more comfortable with your eyes opened, find something where you can let your eyes, let your vision begin to blur. And if you're more comfortable with your eyes closed, feel the lids closing completely. Bring your hands, palms facing up, resting down against your knees. Pressing down through the bottom of the spine, breathing up through the crown of the head. And starting to feel your breath with this gentle encouragement from your mind to just go a little bit slower. Taking a little extra sip of air as you breathe in, as your lungs expand. And as you exhale, expelling the air all the way out, feeling your diaphragm lift, feeling that emptiness coming through your lungs. And in this moment, inviting yourself into the space of the practice. Inviting that glass box of your experience of anxiety, whatever that word was to you, that phrase, inviting that in. Feeling that glass box so it can't escape, it can't come out and become a part of your experience. It's contained in this place where you can see it. So you invite yourself into the space of the practice. You invite your experience of anxiety into the space of the practice. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale, HA. Sigh of relief as you breathe it out. And just taking that a few times at your own pace. Deep breath in. And sigh of relief as you breathe it all the way out. Again, you have this box of experience, how this felt in your mind, how this felt in your body. Each time you breathe in, remember that it's contained, and each time breathe that sigh of relief. Fully out and down. And then begin to bring your pinky to your thumb. So you have your other 3 fingers out, and then just rest your hands right back down against your legs. So keep that connection of pinky to thumb. Whether your eyes are open or closed, doesn't matter. Just start to feel into the sensation of your fingers reaching towards each other. If you joined us for class on Friday or you took the class later via YouTube, Katie had brought a really beautiful breath practice in that we're going to continue a little bit further with today. So it's called the relaxation breath, and it's a type of breathing where you time out your inhale, the hold of that inhale, and then the exhale. So just practicing together. The first part of this breath is that you take a deep breath in, counting to 6. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now with your inhale, you hold for 2 counts. 1, 2. As you exhale, all the way out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's okay if you don't get all the way. Just do the best you can. We're starting again. Take a deep breath in. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep moving. Find that metronome. As you let your mind start to count, as you feel your fingers pressing together, just listening into the sound of my voice. And what we're going to do is take our fingers on the journey of our breath. And in a way, we're inviting an even deeper sense of focus. So you'll notice as you're counting your breaths, you're not thinking about anything else. You're not thinking about this glass box of experience, of any anxious experience. You're not thinking about where you have to go later. You're locating each individual step of the breathing process. So taking that a little deeper, utilizing your fingers, the next time you breathe all the way out, the next time that the cycle begins again. Now bring your thumb to your ring finger. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 1. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the middle. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the center. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the pinky. And continue with your inner metronome. Now I want you to notice here as you're moving through this breathing, moving through these counts, and then slowly switching from finger to finger, you're going to want to speed up. It's totally natural. You see the finish line ahead of you at your thumb. So your mind is automatically going to try and breeze through all of the other fingers to get to your thumb. So what I want you to do is feel that slight tension, feel that slight anxiousness, that desire to get to the finish line. And I want you to find a mental resistance against that by fully committing to each of your breaths, each deep cycle, each count of your breath. It'll be easy to kind of, your mind is very fluid, so it may just accidentally breeze over to the side, accidentally breeze over one of your fingers. Don't worry about it. Don't spend any time judging that. Just notice it. The whole practice of yoga is observation. You are your best experiment. Just always remember, whatever comes up doesn't have to be bad or good. This is just all data that you get to file away and explore later. So keep committing to your breath, committing to the 6 counts in, 2 count hold, 8 count exhale. Okay? And I'm going to join you now in my own silence, so I'm not going to be speaking. Know that I'm still here. I'm going to be watching the clock. Finish out your last exhale, whatever finger you're on. And then bring your hands in towards heart center. And find some normal breaths in and out. So when I say normal, I mean not restricted by any kind of number system. Just simply letting the mechanism of your lungs do what it does all day long, simply taking air in and expelling air out. And then I'm going to travel back to the mat. Taking our fingers now, interlacing the fingers, rolling your shoulders back and pressing your arms forward. So if you joined us on Friday, Katie was offering this excellent mudra, very much about balance. So pointing your middle finger forward, again, we're kind of taking that information and taking that a little bit deeper. So keeping all the fingers here, as opposed to the middle finger pointing out, I want the whole structure of your arms to be pressing forward out in your solar plexus. So just a note here, we're going to be holding our arms out for quite some time. If this is challenging for you, if this is painful for you, you can always bend your elbows and bring your fists right back into your solar plexus, okay? No need to push in any direction that's painful. Challenging, yes, painful, no. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. Press down into your sits bones as you take a deep breath in. Feel the crown of your head lifting. So lifting away from your shoulders. As you continue to hug your palms in towards one another, feel into this space that's in the center of your palms. Just feel this energetic tension of you pressing your arms away from the center of your chest. So we're going to move into a position that is part body yoga, part face yoga. So that's kind of interesting, something I'm exploring lately, face yoga. It's has a lot of really interesting benefits. There's a lot of like different toning, all that stuff, but the part that I've been the most interested in has to do with the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve is part of our nervous system that is connected to social connections, community. A lot of us are very far away from social connections and community. So what happens is, because we see the same people all the time, maybe you're even by yourself, your face kind of stops moving. You stop moving your eyebrows, you stop smiling as much, you stop communicating in these nonverbal ways that we're very used to as animals, used to communicating. So what this is going to do is wake some of those systems up in a really easy, safe way. Okay, so you may feel a little silly. You may be doing some weird movements with your face. That's totally fine. Again, it's just you, it's just me, it's just your computer. No one cares. So take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And now I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to bring this into my solar plexus, just so you can always rest whenever you want, and this break exists here. So what we're going to do is incorporate our 6 to 8 count breathing into this face yoga. So find an O with your mouth, lift your eyebrows slightly, kind of like you're surprised. Okay, so take a deep breath here, 6 breaths in. Hold for 2. On the exhale, press your arms back out, maintaining that O. Turn your gaze over towards your left. So this is opening our neck, opening our shoulders. And we have a facial expression happening, not a really typical one, something that's a little bit silly. So take our deep breath in, and then take your 8 count out. As you're breathing out for 8 counts through the mouth, maintaining that O, keep pressing your fists forward, lengthening the sides of your neck. Take a deep breath here. And then exhale smoothly back towards center. Relax the face. As you breathe in, lift the eyebrows, find the O. As you exhale, look over now towards your right. Maintain that O, maintain the lift of the eyebrows, pressing your fists forward, taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. And again, find your breath, find that 8 counts on the breath out. Another easy breath in, easy breath out back to center. Another breath in. Exhale, release the face, guide the fist back into the solar plexus to rest for a minute. So as you're moving your face, again, I want you to kind of lean into the silliness, lean into the bigness, almost the cartoonishness of this facial expression. This is more important than you could ever possibly imagine right now. We need each other, we need our society, and while we're not around it, we have to remind ourselves, nervous systemally, what, that kind of expression that it still exists. It's so important. So be silly, be weird. Again, we welcome it, we love it. So we're going to start again, okay? I'm going to do the counts of the breath. I can't count and do the face at the same time, so I trust that you are keeping your face. I'll let you know when to relax. Extend your arms out. Find your O. O of the mouth, a lift of the eyebrows. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2, look over to the left. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glide back towards center. Release the face. Inhale, engage the eyebrows, engage the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale, glide to the right. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glide back to center. Relax the face. Inhale, engage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale, glide to the left. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide to center, relax the face. Last time. Inhale, engage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale, glide to the right. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide towards center. Relax the face, bring the hands back to heart center. You can smooth your face around a little bit. Kick off those cobwebs. Feel your hands pressing together, shoulders melting down. Any kind of tension, any fire that you felt in your arms, welcome that. Bring that in. With face yoga, if you need to laugh, if you need to just cough, whatever came up from that, just let that come on out. Take another deep breath in. And exhale that sigh of relief. If you're joining us in a chair, either for flexibility issues or any sensitivities in the knees, go ahead and stay there. If you are against the floor, take a tabletop pose and then adjust accordingly for any padding that you might need. So whether that's a towel, blankets, rolling your mat up underneath of it and adding a little bit of padding, anything you need. If you're joining us in a chair, hands right on top of your knees, pressing down through the sits bones, lifting high to the ground. So whether we're tabletop or we're in our chair, we're going to feel our navel reaching in towards the spine. Again, we're talking a lot about this magnetized sensation. Crown reaches forward, tailbone reaches back. As you press your hands down against the ground, pressing the tops of the feet down against the ground, feeling your hips reaching up and back, feeling the crown of your head extending forward. You press down against the earth, feeling your hands reaching down as if there were roots stemming out through the palms. Roll the shoulders back, tuck through your toes, moving into a deep crown breath. Starting with the tailbone, lifting the tailbone high, undulating the chest forward, head rose to the ceiling. Deep crown breath in. Untuck the toes and exhale. Start to curl the sits bones underneath. Chin in towards your chest. Look towards your knees or towards your navel. Angry flat. Tuck the toes. Deep breath in. And exhale back, angry cat. So we're going to take our 6 count breathing again here, okay? Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck the toes. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck the toes. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 1, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, tuck the toes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 1, 2, exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then find that metronome, take that inside. Breathe in deeply and exhale completely. So just as when we were moving with our fingers, noticing that the mind is always looking for a finish line, always looking for that point that it runs to. In yoga, that tends to be the next pose, especially if we know what that next pose is. So let yourself sink into the rhythm of the count, the rhythm of that metronome. And the next time your spine comes back to neutral, pause and clear. If you're against the floor, press down with your right hand. If you're sitting back in a chair, press your right hand against your right knee. We'll all lift our left arm high. So if you're in a chair that looks like this, left arm to the ceiling. If you are against the floor, left arm is off to the side. Lifting as high as you can. Press down through your right hand, finding that height in your left fingertips. Now, if you are not prenatal and you are against the floor, so if you're against the floor, you're not prenatal, you're not in a chair, you're going to lift your left hand a little higher. You're going to thread your left arm underneath, rest your left shoulder down, rest your cheek down. If you are in a chair, if you are prenatal, just sit back on your heels if you're prenatal against the ground, stay in a chair if you're here, with your left arm lifted. Exhale, bring your left arm over your chest, bring your right hand up to press your left arm off to the side. Okay, so same mechanism, different application. What we're doing here is lengthening through the sides of our arm, lengthening through our neck. Whether you're down against the floor, up against the chair, pressing the arm in towards your chest. So deep breath in. And exhale. And using your own count, start to move through your 6th breath in, hold, 8th breath out. Notice your mind. Notice the different negotiations that you need to make in order to keep this metronome even. At the bottom of your 8th count out, if you're against the floor, press down with your right hand. Press into your knees. Inhale to lift your left arm. If you're sitting against your heels or against the seat, left arm high. So all of our left arms are high right now. Take another deep breath in, and then exhale. Swing your left hand down, move your hips a little bit, move your arms a little bit, move your neck. And then come back into stillness. So opposite side. Press down for your left hand. If you're against the floor, reach your right arm high. If you're against the chair, left hand against your knee, right arm high. Keep pressing down with the left hand to access height through the right fingertips. If you are not prenatal and you're against the floor, slowly thread your right arm under your left, lower your shoulder, lower your head. If you are in a chair or prenatal, if you're against the floor prenatal, sit back against your heels. Bring your right arm over the side of your chest. And then bring the left hand in. Again, same pose, different mechanisms. A deep breath in. As you exhale through your body, settling into the pose. And now find your metronome. 6 counts in, hold for 2, release for 8. The bottom of your inhale out. If you're against the floor, press down against your left hand to unthread your right arm. Lifting your right arm high. If you're sitting against your heels or against the chair, release your right arm. All of us are lifting our right arm to the ceiling. And then swimming that right arm down either to the floor or to both of your knees. Again, move your shoulders, move through your hips. If you are against the floor, tuck your toes, press down through your hands, begin to lift your hips high. If you are in a chair and flexibility is an issue, stand up away from your chair, facing your chair forward, bring your hands to the highest height, lower your feet back behind you so that your feet are right underneath your hips, and then take your downward dog into the chair. So you can either keep your hands up here, you can lower them down to the seat, lifting through your hips. It's really all up to your flexibility. If you know that this is safe for you, feel free to play around with bubbles. You can keep your blanket off to the side, giving yourself a clear mat. And for everybody, whether against the floor or using a chair, take a deep bend in your knees. Look towards your fingertips. If you're against the floor, point your finger and thumb rooting down through the mat. Roll the shoulders away from your ears for everybody. Take a deep breath in, lift your sits bones high as you exhale, keeping a slight bend in your knees. Continue to press your heels either down towards the floor or through the floor, finding that length all the way from the tips of the fingers, down the sides of the body, and then down towards your toes, rooting down to your heels. And let this be slightly fluid. Keep pedaling your heels, reaching forward through your fingers. And then start to find stillness. As you exhale out, completely empty the lungs. And then return back to your metronome. 6 counts in, 8 counts out. If you're in a downward facing, if this at any point becomes too much in any way, just lower to your knees. Take a break. You can always pop back up when you're ready. So I'll be in silence. You sink into your metronome. Find that count. Find the structure. And find the space between each number as you make your way through. At the bottom of the next time you breathe out to 8 counts. Look up towards your fingertips. If you're against the floor, bend your knees, walk your hands forward. If you're against the chair, bend your knees slightly, walk your hands forward. Find a forward fold. Either hands resting against the seat of the chair or arms drifting down from the floor. And immediately look down at your feet. So we want our feet to be roughly hip width distance. You can discover what that actually is by placing 2 fists in between your 2 big toes. So find that distance and then take a bend of your knees. Feel your torso drifting over the tops of your thighs like water. Head is heavy, shake the head yes, shake the head no. Shoulders are rising towards the ears. Arms feel like streams reaching off from the sides of the neck. As you press into your heels, slight bend of your knees, feel your pelvic bowl slightly tilting forward as your spine begins to rise all the way up. Once the head lifts, the arms follow. Deep breath in, rising with gravity. And then pressing the hands together, lowering the hands down through heart center. Feel yourself now arriving fully up to this standing posture. Lift your toes slightly, lift your heels slightly. Feel the 4 corners of your feet pressing down. Take a slight bend in your knees just right away. Feel your hips pressing back slightly. Feel that hinge of your waist, preparing yourself for where we're going next. Open the arms out to the side. Take a deep breath in. Lift your arms high. As you exhale, sink your heels back. Check down with your knees that they're roughly over your ankles. And then glide your hands back behind you. So sinking into our chair pose. With our hips reaching back, pressing into the heels. Reach the arms forward now. So we swept the arms down. We're sweeping the arms high. Continuing to sit back in your chair, feeling your spine lengthening down, navel in towards the spine. Head continues to reach up high. And then reach your arms out from your shoulders. So again, just a quick note, at any point you can reduce your chair if sitting back too far is a little bit challenging and you're only focusing on how much this sucks. So you can always just like lengthen that a little bit. So our arms are reaching out from our shoulders. So deep breath in, look over your right fingertips. On your exhale, keeping your hips even with your knees, utilizing just our shoulders, we're going to take our right hand, place that to our lower back, left hand over our hip. Keep pressing the hips in line with the knees, opening, gentle twist just for the top of your spine, just for your shoulders. You'll notice your body wants to travel with your shoulders. Resist that. Keep pressing into your left heel. Keep bringing the hips over your knees, looking just over your right shoulder. This is especially important for any of our prenatal mamas that we have here. We're just working with the shoulders. Keep pressing your hips to the top, squaring them to the knees. Take another breath in. And another breath out. Press through your heels. Release the twist, press down through the legs. Inhale to lengthen high. Exhale to lower the hands down. Inhale, reach your arms out, up and overhead. Press into your heels. Again, sink your hips back. Find your version of the chair pose. Sweep your arms back behind you. And then sweep your arms back up overhead. So notice how that just keeps slowly gliding your hips down. Check in, make sure that at least your big toe and second toe are visible. And then lower your arms out from your shoulders. Looking over your left fingertips. Taking your right hand over to your right hip, left hand to the lower back. Square the hips towards your knees, looking back over your left shoulder. Again, working with strengthening and lengthening the sides of the neck. Keep sinking back with your hips, squaring the hips towards your knees. Don't follow the shoulders with the body. Keep resisting that impetus. One more deep breath here. One more breath out. Pressing down through the heels, lengthen the legs. Inhale to reach the arms high. And exhale, return back to that forward fold. Bending through the knees, rolling down over the knees. Exhale out completely. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 1, 2, exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to roll up. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Hands to heart center. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, arms reach out, up and overhead. Again, exhale, sink back into that chair pose. Hips reaching back. Exhale to sweep the hands down. Inhale to sweep the hands back up and overhead. Now here, start to press down into your left foot. Feel your left foot rooting against the mat or your designated floor space. On your exhale, lift your right heel, slide your right foot back. Heel reaching in, toes out at a diagonal. Now taking this warrior one posture. So especially for my prenatal mamas, I want you to heel toe your left foot wide over to the side. You want a very open hip here. And that goes for anybody. If you feel too tight, just keep moving that left foot over as much as you need. As you root down through your right heel, lifting high through the fingertips, feel your torso rising out of your hips. Checking in with your left knee that it's stacked over your left ankle. And feel your left hip leveraging back so that your right hip is able to leverage forward. We're striving for an equilibrium between the hips. It's not going to be perfectly even, don't worry about that. We're just hoping for roughly equilibrium. Keep pressing back through your right heel, lifting high through your fingertips. Feel the breath moving in and out. Feel your body responding to the pose. Feel your mind responding to the pose. Melting at the elbows, exhale, lowering your arms, and then bringing your hands behind your back. So either reaching for fingers, reaching for wrists, or reaching for shoulders, or pardon me, elbows. This totally depends on your shoulders, the openness of your chest. Don't reach for something that feels like you're pulling, just find the thing that feels the most natural. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. Again, continue to leverage the right hip forward. Exhale completely. As you inhale, find your count of 6. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your gaze high to your ceiling, lifting your heart as high away as you can. Hold for 2 counts here. On the exhale for your 8 count out, release your arms down, sweep your hands high overhead. Return back to warrior one. Inhale, find your count of 6. Hold for 2 counts. As you exhale, sweep the arms back behind you. Reaching your head forward, take your count of 8. The bottom of your 8th count, press your left foot down through the floor. So lengthen your left leg high. Reach your arms high overhead. On the exhale, bending into your knee, either bringing your hands back onto the chair or down against the floor. Stepping your left foot back, downward facing dog. So again, find that version, whether up against the chair or down against the floor. Move your hips from side to side. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Let this be really fluid. Alignment does not matter so much in this pose as much as the focus of your breath and the focus of your mind. Okay, so find this positioning. Take a deep breath in. Exhale each in. Ha. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For the next 6 count breath, find your way back to a forward fold, whether that's against the chair or against the floor. Find your hold for 2 counts. As you exhale out for 8, press into your heels, begin to roll all the way to stand. Once the head lifts, arms follow, deep breath in. As you exhale, hips sink back. Find your chair pose. Sweep the arms back behind you and then back up to the ceiling. So we've been here a few times now. How can you make this a little bit deeper? What wisdom can you find by returning to the same thing over and over again? Maybe it's a little bit widening of the feet. Maybe you can sink a little bit deeper this time. Explore. Remember, you are your own greatest experiment. Navel's in towards the spine. We're reaching high through the hands. Start to press down now firmly through your right foot. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, begin to slide your left foot back behind you. Heel reaching in, left toes pointing out and diagonal. So find that positioning with your right foot. Again, prenatal mamas. Take as much space as you need. Let those hips find as much opening here as they can. Checking in with your knee that it's roughly over your right ankle. And then begin to leverage your left hip back so that your right hip back, so that your left hip is able to find the top of the mat. Keep reaching high through your fingertips. How is your body responding to the pose? We've been here before, so now that we're back, do you have the old thoughts from last time, or can you bring in some new thoughts here? Keep rooting back through your left hip, reaching high through your fingers. And the next time you exhale, melting at the elbows, reaching your arms all the way down and finding your lower back. So if your arms were stacked in a particular way, I want you to find the opposite stack of that, whether that's one hand on top, one hand on the wrist, one hand on the elbow. Just find the opposite of that. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Again, feel the diagonal of that back foot. So your left heel really, really down. Shoulders roll away from the ears. So we'll return back to our counts on the next breath in. Find your 6 as you roll the shoulders back, opening the front of the chest and lifting the heart high to your ceiling. Holding for 2. As you exhale, sweep the arms back behind you. 8 counts as your head reaches forward, fingers reach back. The bottom of your 8, sweep the arms forward. Inhale to lift, press down through your right foot, lengthen the legs, 6 at the top, holding here. And exhale, bringing the left foot up to the right. Inhale to reach the arms out, up and overhead. As you exhale, either reaching down towards the chair, down towards the floor, downward facing dog. Pedaling through the heels. Roll the shoulders down the space of the back, lengthening through the neck. Again, finding your count as you exhale completely. And then making your way through your metronome at your own pace. Find that rhythm. 2 counts of this cycle of breathing. And at the bottom of your 8 count out, slowly lower your knees. And sit back on your heels if it's comfortable. Sit off to one side. Cross ankle in front of ankle or ankle on top of ankle with your hands. Coming back down to the ground, back down to the stability of the floor beneath you. Your eyes are closed, opening your eyes. And then we're going to move towards our 3 blankets, 3 towels, mixture of the 2. So for our top blankets, we're going to take it, find some sort of rectangular position. So there's a little bit of space, a little bit of height on that. And then roll that up nice and tight. That off to the side. Second towel or blanket, we're going to just fold on top of itself so that there's a little bit of cushion to leave for your knees. Put that to the side as well, so we can reach it. And the third blanket is going to take the shape of a square. So wherever you need to fold that up so it becomes kind of like a soft block. So place that soft block up at the top. That's going to act as your pillow at the top of your mat. Taking your second blanket that's nice and rolled up tight, you're going to place that right underneath. So this is going to find the side of your rib cage. And then this third blanket, this is going to be in between your knees. So we're going to place this in between our knees. This may take a little engineering at first. Lowering my rib cage either side, whatever side's calling to you now. Lowering my rib cage down against this blanket, lowering my shoulder down. And then resting my head on this block. Taking your top hand and just let that gently rest along your hip. And so what you'll immediately notice here is that there's a little bit of a challenge because we've got this structure that is obstructing our regular patterns of breath. So this is good, okay? This is kind of activating the stress, the tension of anxiety that we sometimes feel that we are pressing up against a barrier. So I want you to take that metaphorically, and then we're going to find our count again. Just to remind yourself, whenever you are up against something, you always have these tools. You have the tools of your breath, you have the tools of your own inner serenity that you can control and that you can adapt to whatever scenario you're encountering. Okay? If your knee is a little squeezed, just make sure your head is nice and comfortable, make sure your shoulders nice and comfortable. And then we're going to take a deep breath out, fully releasing against our thoughts. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 1, 2, exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your top arm high to the ceiling. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold. Spin your hand behind you. Bring your hand towards your lower back. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll your shoulder open, feeling gravity gliding your hand down your lower back. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold. 1, 2, exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the arm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold. Spin the palm towards your head. Reach the arm long and drape it over your head. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees. Feel the positioning of your knees all the way up through your fingers. Feel the length on the side of the body. And exhale again. Clean the slate. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Radial back up to the ceiling. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. Lower the arm back into 6, 7, 8. Taking this on the opposite side. You can roll forward, sit up, and roll back over. You can simply roll on your back over to the other side. Whatever makes the most sense for you, whatever makes the most sense for the structure of your thoughts. Letting your body settle on this opposite side, and then feel into the obstacle. Invite the obstacle against your ribcage into this sense of your being. We will always come up against obstacles, whether big or small. The only thing we can control is how we face them. In this moment, inviting that stress, inviting that tension. Hug your knees against the blanket, again, let yourself settle. Exhale completely, clear the slate. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So to lift your arm, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spin the hand behind you, hold, 2, 1. Bend the elbow, lower the hand to the lower back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel gravity open through the shoulders and the hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lift the arm. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spin the hand towards the head. Exhale. Lower the arm all the way down. Lift over the head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees against the blanket. Feel the tips of the toes to the tips of your fingers. Take a deep breath in and out. Clean the slate. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale with the arm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. Lower the head. Back to the hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lie back. And moving very slowly, either lifting up away from this roll underneath your shoulders, sliding it off to the side, or simply rolling onto your back and sliding it off underneath the heel. Taking the blanket in between your knees, extending that open, extending that wide, covering yourself up, letting your head rest on the soft block behind you. And then allow your body, allow your form to release into your final posture of Shavasana. As you arrive there, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, HA, clean the slate. the mechanism of your breathing to move slowly back to normal without the use of the mind, simply the use of the body. Feel into the absence of any memories of anything there. Allowing your senses to still and melt into one another so that you're not sound, you're not sight, you're not noise, you're not touch, you're just this completely encompassing center of experience. Remembering that even anxiety can just be an experience when approached with the right mindset. Start to rock your hand from side to side. Running the tips of the fingers over the tips of your thumb, waking your hands, waking your arms, stretching through the soles of your feet, pointing your toes. And as you roll over to one side, pausing here in this space, this protective space that you've given yourself. This protective time. Pressing down, inhale to slowly rise back to a seat. Either take your chair or stay against the ground or just go right back into Savasana. Up to you. Bringing your hands to heart center, bowing forward. Bowing forward to the space of your practice. Bowing to each other. Bowing to ourselves. We're continuing to show up, continuing to learn, continuing to practice the mastery of these experiences. Namaste. Thank you all so much. It was great to be here again with you. We are going to be mixing things up in the studio a little bit, so we'll send that, what that looks like, out in our email. So just take a look at that. And yeah, thank you all so much. We will see you same time, same place on Wednesday with Katie. Adjusting to a new normal. Have a great rest of your night, folks.